Liverpool's next game against Arsenal at Anfield on Sunday. And even though it's early on in the season, you could see this game being hugely significant because Arsenal are likely going to be Liverpool's closest title challengers. And they've won their opening 2 games as well against Manchester United and Leeds. But in that Leeds match, it turns out Bukayo Saka has suffered a hamstring injury, and it looks like he's going to be missing the next 3 to 4 weeks of action. And we might have thought that that would be a significant blow, and it is a significant blow because he's a fantastic player. But they have signed Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace, and that now adds a new dynamic to their attack. So how do you see Arsenal coming to Anfield, and how do you see them now that Saka's out, but they signed Eze?
Well, I think with Eze, the interesting one there is, where is Odegaard up to with his injury? I mean, because maybe there's that central attacking midfield role just to throw him in, and I think he'd be a great addition there. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think they primarily signed him, haven't they, to maybe play off the left-hand side. But I think if Odegaard is out, he's also an option in that middle part of the pitch, and I think he'd be very, very good for them there as well. So, with Saka's injury, I think it's more a case we'll probably see Madueke start out there because he's just such a natural fit for doing that. But it just shows that Arsenal have kind of boosted their attacking options this summer, haven't they? With Madueke, with Eze, that if you get injuries to those two, who last season got injuries and it was disastrous for Arsenal, that they're a little bit stronger and they can cope with that. And so, a good test of this, I guess, from Arsenal's perspective, to come to Anfield and show that you do have a strong squad now, and that you're missing those guys, but the ones that are coming in are more than capable of stepping up. I think, regardless of that, I think it is, but as far as Liverpool are concerned, it's, you don't wish injury on anyone, but it's a boost for Saka to not be there, because we're talking about one of the best forwards in the Premier League here. So, that is good news. But as I say, Arsenal will want to show now that they've got the depth to cope with that. And if they can come and get a decent result at Anfield with a couple of those players out, maybe it will show that they've got the strength and depth now to go further this season and maybe go one better and win the league.
I do think it's a fascinating battle between the two teams because they're obviously two very good teams, but it's just the team selections for both could be very interesting, as you say, with Arsenal, who plays in midfield, who plays on the left, who plays on the right. But with Liverpool, the team selection is also interesting because Dominic Szoboszlai played right back against Newcastle, but that was more out of a necessity rather than somewhere where you want him playing all the time. But then Bradley being fit, you'd like to think that Bradley would take that right back spot, but can you drop Dominic Szoboszlai? And then also Alexis McAllister wasn't part of the Liverpool squad against Newcastle, so does he come into the team? And Wirtz didn't necessarily have the greatest game against Newcastle, even though I don't think it was that bad. So there's lots of debates there about who plays for Liverpool and which positions.
Yeah, so again, strength and depth we're talking about, but tough decisions, I think, for the manager. I mean, the really easy move here for me, to be honest, would be to drop Wirtz out of it. I thought he got stick for his Bournemouth performance, which I thought was undue, because you kind of look at his numbers from the game and just watching him closely, I actually think he had a decent game in that one, but he was poor for me against Newcastle, too easily shoved out of it. I think he wins 3 out of 10 duels, and I think that really kind of is indicative of the night he has. Can't really get into it, doesn't create a chance, I think has one shot. So I just think he had a poor game. But I mean, in terms of like welcome to the Premier League games, I don't think it gets much bigger than kind of Newcastle away on a Monday night, drunk fans making insane noise, their players snapping into every challenge. It's I don't think the game against Arsenal is going to be like that. And, you've got the Anfield factor as well, which is always helpful for the home players. But Arsenal are physical to a degree, set piece threat, etc. You do worry about him in that one. So I just think this is a massive call for the manager. You need to get Wirtz up to speed. You need to get him adapted to the Premier League, but also you want to win this game because it is a big one early, and if you can take a lead over Arsenal, that is helpful. So I don't know what he does, to be honest. I just think it's really, really tough. I would not be against seeing that Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, if McAllister's fit, by the way, midfield being reinstated, and Wirtz maybe dropping to the bench and being asked to change it late in the game. But I really find it difficult to call what he's going to do. And promises have been made to Wirtz about his role and where he's going to play and how important he's going to be to this team. So maybe you just need to keep playing him till he gets there and he's completely up to speed. But for this one, I think it's a really tough call for the manager and hard to say which way he's going to go on it, really.
I was going to ask you about your score prediction, but in my mind, I'm not that confident unless Liverpool improve upon their set pieces, because I think it's very well known that Arsenal are, for want of a better way of saying it, set piece FC, because they just score. It seems like they score from every other corner, and with Liverpool looking vulnerable against Newcastle, I don't know. I think that could be a real area of concern for us.
Yeah, this is it. I really struggle to see it getting to the end of the game and Liverpool haven't conceded from a set piece, because I don't think they're going to starve Arsenal of possession significantly enough to stop them getting set piece chances. And I just think they will score one, because I think Liverpool are weak in those aspects, and Arsenal have got a big team. Liverpool haven't. And so you can cause chaos in the box and score set pieces. So I think Arsenal will score a set piece goal. So I'm not predicting a clean sheet, that's for sure. What is in Liverpool's favour is that, I did see Arsenal at United on the first game of the season looking a little bit vulnerable at times, and Liverpool would probably punish that a bit more. And Liverpool are scoring goals at the moment as well. Plus, you throw in that it is Anfield, and Liverpool probably will be the dominant team there. That is massively helpful. But yeah, it's Liverpool are going to have to score a couple, I think, because I just don't think they will keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. Not because Arsenal will tear them apart, but because they'll get one from a corner or a free kick. So, that makes it more difficult for Liverpool. But we know the quality is there to score goals. So, can they do it against an Arsenal defence that hasn't been perfect in the opening period of this season?